Hey, how y'all doing? So I'm getting on here because I just want to say that I know a lot of people that haven't been in trouble with the law before. They probably don't understand, and I get it. When you haven't walked in those shoes, you don't know. And if you haven't worked in that, if you haven't worked around people like that or been around people like that, I get it. But because someone has a record doesn't mean that defines them and who they are. Um, it really doesn't. Especially if they haven't gotten like major trouble in a long time. I know that I'm not who I was 12 years ago, and I know that I'm not the same person. As humans, we gradually change, and that's what's happened to me. So when I got home, I after 7 years of being gone, I didn't think everything would be the same, but at the same time, I thought, what's changed so much, right? What's changed? And so when I got home, I had a very awakening moment. And my dad was not who I used to know. Um, he married somebody that was, and that is, just an awful person. Um, he moved people in that I would have never thought that he let this guy park his RV on his land. And the guy is a veteran, but he's a fucking compulsive liar, that guy. His wife was a troublemaker. And every time I walked in my dad's house, because I didn't live with my dad, I lived in an apartment on his land. Um, every time I walked in my dad's house, this Filipino lady would talk underneath her breath. She was very jealous of me, very hateful, but she wouldn't be very, very hateful on my face. Just shady, indirect comments. And I would tell my dad, I let her do this for 3 months straight. Finally, I told my dad, I'm like, look, you need to get a hold of this chick. I'm going to end up, I don't know what I'm going to do. But if this shit keeps going on, we going to fight. And so, anyways, it was just horrible. This woman, my dad has an awful wife, y'all. I mean, like, compared to my mom and this lady, it's a world of a difference. And even to my dad's girlfriends after my mom, it's like a world of a difference. This lady is like Rockingham hillbilly trash to me. And I can't stand her. I think she's evil. Um, anyways, I ended up fighting that Filipino. And it wasn't like a fight, though. I don't know what it was. I don't know how to call. I mean, I didn't fuck her up, but I wanted to. But I knew I couldn't. And then my dad's wife comes in, taking her side. Because my dad's wife's jealous of me. And I didn't put my hands on my dad's wife that day. And she went downtown, swore on the Bible, and said I threw a chair at her. Why would I have to throw a chair at you, bitch? You're like 60, almost 70 years old. So an incident happened after that where she hit my daughter with a broomstick. And anyways, long story short, she come out the door and my dad was coming from around back. And I said, hey, Dad, this is what I did to her when she lied about throwing the chair. And I pointed my finger at her forehead. I said, that's all I did. She slapped me in my face. And when she did that, I yanked her out the door. I knew in my mind, like, I could not, like, hurt her. Like, I can't do that. but I could sure as fuck scare her a little bit. And that's what I did. And then I pinned her on the ground. I got on top of her. And when she was talking, I could smell liquor. And I looked down at her and I was like, oh, bitch, you've been drinking, huh? You got, not only do you got a pill problem, but you got a drinking problem too. Which, like, I always suspected that because when they picked me up from prison, she fucking reeked of fucking alcohol. My dad didn't, but she did. And I said something like a few days later. I was like, is she a drinker? Oh, no, she used to be. She's a fucking closet case drinker. That's what she is. Anyways, long story short, so these little bitches went downtown, took charges out on me, which like they didn't take warrants out on me or nothing. They got criminal summons on me. And it's a lie, though. All of it's a fucking lie. All of it. Like, the second incident, when she slapped me in my face, she didn't even take charges out on me. But the first time, I wasn't even fighting her. I was fighting the Filipino. And pretty much got the best of the Filipino. And when when my dad's wife walked in, she pretty much instigated it. When I got done doing what I was doing, I pointed my finger at her forehead. And I said, you are the fucking problem. You troublemaking bitch. She knows. She's very jealous of me. So it's a long story. But because you have a record does not make you a horrible person, especially when you're trying to get your life together afterwards. Because Joe, Tom, and Jerry over here fucking has this on their record from 10, 20 years ago. I'm not going to look at them no type of way. That's just who I am. I'm not going after anybody. You know, I understand people that's never been in church. They don't know. But because someone has like this fucking just record of random shit like me, doesn't mean I'm a horrible person. And I don't let that define who I am. I know I've talked about it before, but I don't want people thinking, "Oh, I'm a Billy badass," and that's how I'm ashamed of it. But that's a part of my life, and I'm okay talking about it. But you got some really fucked up people on the internet, man. You really do, and it's just best that real personal things don't come on the internet. I've learned that now. But I just wanted to get on here and just say, because a person has like this record doesn't mean they're horrible people. Now, some, yes, but there's horrible people out here that don't have shit, don't have a record. Just like this lady in Fayetteville, she had 2 adopted kids. She killed them a couple years ago, put them in a barrel. She starved them to death. And she was an adopted parent in Fayetteville. I'm not saying anybody that every adopted parent is like that. Please don't, take that. But I'm just saying she didn't have a record either. People that don't have records, they could be fucked up too. They just been getting away with it forever. And I'm not saying anybody's like that on YouTube. I'm not pointing fingers. But I was just giving an example about true shit. That lady adopted kids through DSS. And when people went out to check on them, she had other kids that would go in their place saying they're the kid. Listen, y'all, this is a crazy world. But one thing about me, I will take my shirt off my back and give it to you. Like, I'm loyal to the soil, and that's just who I am. And so when people cross me, when I've been loyal, more than anything, I'm more hurt. And then it turns to angry. Then it turns to why. But then I go, well, some people don't, hold loyalty up to their standards, morals. They don't care about that shit. Well, I do. And I'm not trying to come on here and I'm just talking in general, y'all. Just in general. To be honest with you, my daily life, I don't even think about my record. When I'm talking to someone, I don't think about my record. I don't think about that type of stuff. And I'm just saying, people with certain things on their record, like if it's really bad stuff, like just real bad stuff, I mean, I might be a little sketchy, but not everybody with a record's horrible. Not everybody. That's all I have to say.